It's all good.
Patience. See, we have
Oh,
to
look,
be
see there.
patient.
Hey,
There
what's
we
up there, Queen? Queen was here already. Let me see. I think we are going backward, or yeah, backwards maybe. Let me look. Make sure. Uh, was it a forward or backwards? Sag was 33. Okay, so that's probably backwards. I probably ended up going backwards there. Oh yeah, Taurus was at the yeah. Aries was 2 hours. Okay, so we're going forward today, huh? All right, we're going
Oh,
forward.
exciting.
Exactly. Get it out the way. Dang. I do like going backwards. You know what I mean? It just feels a little bit like, whew, I'm not tired by the time I get to Capricorn.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same because I'm Pisces. We're all the
Yeah, exactly. At the end, you're like, oh my gosh. By the time you get there, you just be so ready. Like, yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
This is exciting. I'm so glad we're doing
This
this
is.
again.
Yeah, this was a good topic. So I sat on this for a little bit. I was thinking about it, but I knew this would be good to get like a second perspective too. So when you was like, let's do it, I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's go
I'm
for
glad
it.
we did.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think you've already been here before. So I usually go first, but you can go first today if you don't mind.
Are we starting with Pisces? Are we right?
Oh well, yeah,
You
yeah.
start
We
first.
start with Aries. We start with
Oh,
Aries.
we're Aries.
Yeah, we start
Okay,
with Aries. I'm about
we
to
are
I'm about to
going
shut.
start
We are
forward.
going forward. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Okay, you go ahead.
The stories they tell themselves about you. Let's see. What is it you tell yourself about Aries? This could be anybody. By the way, audience does not necessarily need to be your person or soulmate. Could be work. We'll see what's coming up. Well, they are looking at your page. They're spying on you. They feel this person. Okay, this person wonders. I do feel like they're watching you. They're watching your social media, whatever they're dreaming about. You've got the Page of Swords followed by the Two of Pentacles. Why is this important? I'm getting a story. Let me just see what this is about. How to okay. Don't shoot the messenger. I feel a few of some of you guys in this energy, the person what they tell themselves about you is that you were too vulnerable. You opened up too quickly. And now that you're the reason why things ended. But that's themselves trying, they're trying to put themselves into the good light. I don't think this is the truth. I think they're trying to convince themselves that the reason you guys are not speaking is that it's your fault. What else? What else? But they know they're lying to themselves. They love you. Look, this person, even though they're trying to deny this connection with you, they're very clear that their heart and their brain is not connected. So even though they try to convince themselves, oh, it's Aries' fault, deep down they know that they probably screwed up here. What else?
Mm.
They still hope for a chance with you. The world in reverse. This is not over yet for them. They want to come back around. They are hoping that you're still open to them. The stories they tell. They're very clear on that. They're very clear on wanting back in. Yeah, the chariot forward movement, and they're hoping of that little chance. I do feel like that they hope that you'll see it the same way, but they can't read you. They're hoping, but you aren't. I feel like you guys cut this person off with the Cancer moon. You're very, very secretive. You're not letting them into your energy anymore. Well, a few of you aren't. Um, yeah, the stories they tell themselves about you. I did get that right, Noonie?
Yeah, that's what I'm smirking about because I just did a reading this morning for this Aries girl, like similar to what you're just doing right now. So I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely what's happening with her.
So there we go. That's what I'm getting. Do you want to continue? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I go. So, because it kind of goes along the same lines. Because we got Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles, Justice in reverse. So this person definitely felt like either you did them wrong or they did you wrong. But they could probably feel like both of you guys did each other wrong. Especially with the Page of Swords, they may feel like you guys were playing mind games, either you, them. You know what I mean? You guys are just being petty at this time with each other, but they still feel like you guys. So the stories they tell themselves that you still keep tabs on them. You still watch them, you know what I mean? Some of y'all still watch their followers or still watch what they post or keep up with their friends or that you try to get like information from others about them still. You know, so they feel like you definitely just spy on them. All right. Especially with the Queen of Swords in reverse too. And the Knight of Pentacles, they feel like y'all were very fickle. Had unrealistic expectations or unusually high expectations of them and like the connection, you know what I mean? So maybe they felt like it was one sided, either they were giving more or you were giving more. But this person kind of feels like some of y'all, they feel like they were burnt out from putting up too much effort, putting in too much time, or like I don't know, some of y'all they felt like they were holding carrying the conversation more than you. You know what I mean? They felt like some of y'all they felt like you guys were judging them, especially with the Queen of Swords in reverse. It's somebody who maybe feels like you guys resent them or like you some of y'all the story they tell themselves that y'all tried to outsmart them. Like you guys maybe pretended to care more than what you really did. You know what I mean? And took advantage, some of y'all of y'all status or of y'all like reputation or took advantage of some like I don't know, maybe their wisdom, their naivete. So maybe they're younger than y'all, or they just don't know as much as you. So some of y'all they feel like you guys maybe tried to outsmart them or outwit them in some way for some of you. But it's not all the way that way for everybody. But for some of y'all, because you do got the Queen of Swords and the Queen and the pages. So like as being somebody who's younger or older, they sometimes could feel like, oh, you trying to do this or you trying to like teach me or school me or you trying to like so some of y'all they kind of felt maybe like a resentment or like a grudge to y'all or they feel like you guys were holding some type of bitterness and some type of grudge towards them because maybe the conversation came off as like being too critical, too demanding, expecting too much, you know what I mean, of them. That's how they really felt like you expect a lot from me. So maybe that's the story. Maybe they feel like that's what you're used to in relationships. That may be the bigger story. They feel like the partners that you're into or that you like connect with are used to probably doing more for you or giving more for you or being maybe more emotionally expressive or maybe less emotionally expressive than they were. So some of y'all they were maybe above and like over the top, and then others of y'all they weren't like that emotional or that like expressing of feelings and emotions. But for the most part, they kind of feel like y'all friend zone them. With this Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, like you guys don't see them as a viable option, or you're not really like the most motivated to move things forward. You know what I mean? You only want to give a little bit, you know. Or this could be how they see it, you know, because maybe some of y'all they could just be leaving from another relationship with somebody who like they have like a hot cold relationship with, because the Knight of Cups. So they may be dealing with somebody who's a karmic past lover relationship connection that they really haven't cut off, you know what I mean? So some of y'all may be kind of mirroring that, and that may be the story they also tell themselves. Because that Page of Swords could be somebody who's overly critical, and it'd be critical of this justice in reverse of being used, especially with the Queen of Swords, somebody who's usually used, abused, not wanting to play any games. So some of y'all could mirror something that they've seen in relationships where like people pretend to care more, be more interested, just to kind of give and get and then be on their way. So could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, or Pisces, Sag. But they tell them that they had to go above and beyond if they wanted to pursue y'all, or if they wanted to take this connection forward, because it seemed like y'all not fooling with them. All right. So anyway, this, so we're gonna go on tours now. That's crazy. All right, I like how this is starting out though. That's kind of tea right there. All right, you want to go first again, or you want me to go?
You go this
You
time.
want okay?
You
All
can
right,
start
cool. So let's
yeah.
see. So when I split the deck, we had the Devil and the Two of Cups in reverse. So they may tell themselves that y'all are off limits to them. or the relationship between y'all would be taboo. You know what I mean? Sometimes with the lovers in reverse, it may be like a casual connection. So some of y'all, they may just tell y'all that they may tell themselves that this may just be casual. You know what I mean? Like I do have a strong desire for y'all, but some of y'all, they just have like a possessive desire or just like want to experience with you. So it could be a Capricorn or a Libra Taurus or a Cancer. Anyway, so some of y'all they tell themselves that oh you guys are just heartbreakers or not really commitment ready or something along the lines of that. Some of y'all they just tell themselves that you just want sex, or they tell themselves that they just want sex because we got the Three of Swords here now, but it's in reverse. So like this may be somebody who breaks their own heart by like how they already like classify the relationship, or they tell themselves that you break your own heart by how you classify the relationship. Because we got the hangman here. So one of y'all's eyes lies in this situation or viewing this situation in a way that like will continually hurt you. So maybe it's them, maybe it's you, because some of y'all they may feel like you guys are like waiting on them or like holding yourselves back just for them. You know what I mean? Like so this maybe somebody who thinks that you guys are like holding yourself, holding out for them, like waiting on them, maybe to return or to come, like maybe heal the situation. Yeah, we got the Queen of Cups, definitely for y'all to heal the connection or heal the situation, or you're waiting on either they're waiting on you, so they may tell themselves that you'll come back eventually and like heal the situation between y'all, so they're just waiting, they're expecting it, and then others of y'all they're telling themselves that you're waiting on them to do that. You're hanging around waiting on them because you guys maybe idolize or romanticize them or see them in this higher light. Two of Wands. So they tell themselves, some of y'all, they tell themselves that there's like better elsewhere. All right. And then others of them, they tell themselves that you probably could find better elsewhere, or you're out there looking for better elsewhere. Building connections, building bonds. Yeah, Seven of Swords behind the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So they definitely feel like they tell them. So if this is like somebody you're not dealing with at all, then this would be somebody who tells themselves that you guys are most likely a heartbreaker, bounce back and forth between relationships. You always think that there's something better. You're always focused on like the next big thing. You're probably romanticized and liked a lot by other people in their mind. That's what they're telling themselves. And that this probably would be one more likely a stagnant relationship, probably won't go anywhere. And most likely they feel like you made friend zone them, or like if you're a man, then it would be like a friend zone where you still try to have sex with them. If you're a woman, it'd be like you're a friend, but you're most likely just take resources from them. You may still have sex with them, but for the most part, they kind of feel like with the Seven of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, it'd be more so like I'll just have to like give you stuff, and in the end, I may not get back as much as I've given. So, especially with the Seven of Swords, they feel like they have to be strategic. Some of y'all, they tell themselves that they have to be your friend first. That way, they can get your attention on them, or they can like present a better strategy where you can see them in a better light. You know what I mean? Which is like a traditional way of people dating. You know what I mean? But they tell themselves that yeah, either they have to give you money, do something that would be useful, or like I said, come about as a friend, or come about as a maybe colleague, or make the plans up themselves. They tell themselves that they would have to make the plans up themselves in order for you to be able to see them in the way that like so they have to go about it in a strategic way in order for you to be able to see them in the light that they are like trying to present themselves to you. So most of y'all they really just kind of think that y'all just heartbreakers. Y'all get what y'all want from relationships, and then that be that. Now it don't always be that way, but they kind of just assume that way, or they feel like you guys are very strategic with what you give, like you give to receive. So like the only time you're invested in a relationship or any time that you reach out is probably when you want something in return, or when you're expecting a certain outcome. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the story they tell themselves. Could be Libra, could be Aquarius, Capricorn, Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, Pisces, Sag. Could be one of these signs.
I mean, speaking of heartbreak, the lovers in reverse fell out. So it's really what Noonie just said is somebody who's they view themselves that you're just playing with them. That if that you're with the Page of Cups, I feel like he's playing with the fish there. That's just the energy I'm getting. That it's nothing serious. It's more like it's too much work. They feel like you don't want to. This is what they tell themselves. They tell themselves, okay, Taurus, they're not up for the long term commitment. They're just messing around, lovers in reverse. They're not seeking anything interesting. And if it gets too hard, you chicken out. That's what they're trying to tell themselves. That if the relationship does turn into something serious, you would walk away from them because you're not ready to meet the requirements a relationship needs. That's what they tell themselves. That I feel like they tell themselves this because they think that you've already moved on quite quickly I feel like if you are seeing somebody, at least they feel that you are dating, that you're meeting other people. I think they're telling themselves all of these things to not needing to deal with how they feel about you. You got the Fool followed by the Ace of Pentacles. This is a quick energy that just makes decisions without thinking about it, leaps of faith. And I feel like they feel that you just go after what you want. I do believe that they see you as a go-getter, but also that you, if it doesn't work for you anymore, you just drop it. I do feel like this person has of, oh, I'm not good enough for Taurus, so I'm not even going to try it. I think they're making excuses to not, you know, admit to how they feel. So right now, the stories they tell themselves is, yes, oh, okay, why? Why is this? I mean, you come up as, this could be either way. Read it either way. You got Taurus Libra here energy as well. They could see that they would tell themselves that you are imbalanced, impatient, and they don't want to wait for you to meet them on their level. In a sense, I'm just repeating what I said earlier. They don't feel like they're worthy of you. They feel like you've already moved on, but they excuse it as Taurus isn't ready for love. Taurus can't meet me in love, but the real deal is that they are just afraid to be vulnerable, is what I'm feeling. That's the truth. And I do feel like they might even, if there will be a heart to heart conversation, this will come up with the moon in reverse. The truth will be illuminated. Nine of Swords, really. They feel like you've met somebody new. I think their agenda or their trigger to come to, if they decide to come towards you, and I know that's not what we're talking about, is because they feel that you've moved on, they're going to come towards you to have a conversation. But yeah, I'm already going somewhere else. Sorry, Noonie. I just was trying
No,
to
it's
figure
okay.
out the story.
Nope, just read it like you see it. Nope,
out.
don't even worry about it. I got time today, so don't even worry about it.
Yeah, so they picture you. The Taurus, they tell themselves is Taurus is a heartbreaker. They just messing with my feelings. But the truth of the matter is that they're just afraid to be vulnerable. In a nutshell, they're still learning from you. They're learning a lot from you as well. This could be somebody who's younger. In terms of zodiacs, you got Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Cancer on the table in the major arcana. I'm afraid I do not know the minor arcana signs.
It's okay. No worries. All right.
There we go.
All right. So who we on now? We on Gemini. Let's see. Gemini. Good old Geminis.
Okay.
Okay. So Gemini. Some of y'all, I spent the deck. I seen two of swords, four of pentacles. So some of y'all, they feel like you guys are ignoring them or have released the idea of maybe ever talking to them again. Could be dealing with the Leo, a Capricorn, Libra, or Cancer. So some of y'all, they tell themselves that you blocked them or that they blocked you. Yeah, we got the Death, the Four of Pentacles. You guys are closed off, and the Lovers in reverse. So they tell themselves that you guys are maybe, definitely, some of y'all have moved on. You guys are defensive towards them or don't want to talk to them. Some of y'all, they may tell themselves that you guys already have another connection elsewhere. It looks like you've already moved on or connect or like secured somebody else. That's the stories they tell themselves. Or if this is like a newer person, this is some of y'all, because this may be somebody who's like overly confident. This is somebody who believes that if they were able to like connect with you, that they may, some of y'all, they may be like telling themselves they want to leave a partner for y'all, and then others of y'all, they be telling themselves that if you have a partner, that you would want to leave that partner for them. So because the Five of Swords is here, which could be competitive, especially with the lovers, that could be infidelity, or it could be like keeping your options open. So some of y'all, that's what they do say about y'all, that either you give them mixed signals so they feel like they need to keep their options open, or that you keep your options open, and you maybe still giving them mixed signals, one or the two. They feel like y'all communication is not really the same or isn't like it used to be, like it's maybe high or by, or maybe you just scowl at them or look at them. So they may tell themselves that like most of y'all have another relationship because maybe the communication between y'all feels off. So even if you don't have another connection, they just feel like the communication between y'all feels off. So something must be happening behind the scenes, or you're keeping a lot of secrets to yourself. They may feel like you guys are moving a little funny these days, especially with the tower and the judgment in reverse. It's something that they can't really put their finger on. So you guys may be like triggering something, maybe triggering them to want to talk. So the story they're telling themselves is that they don't want to be caught unaware or like caught by surprise with the rug pulled out from under them, because you guys are like dating around in secret and they don't know about it. Because they really feel like it could just be gossip. Sometimes with the Five of Swords, it could be envy. Other people bring it up. You know, maybe somebody else just insinuates something. Sometimes it could be somebody else, because that lovers doesn't always have to be like cheating or like, but it could just be that somebody else is like in the mix and they're like throwing a little salt into like what you guys got going on. So um they could be just jealous. Some of y'all, they could just be a little bit envious of like the experience that y'all are able to have, because maybe the experiences they had didn't go the way that they expected it to. You know what I mean? Like maybe they had the chance to, but they just didn't like move forward in the way they want to. And then I was also getting this other storyline, because it's like a bunch of different little things I picked up here. So y'all must interact with a lot of different people. Um, but like newer people who are like probably attracted to y'all or desiring y'all, they tell themselves that they'd be able to attain y'all through maybe having a casual connection or allowing you guys to get the better of the connection at first. Cause that five swords mixed, and then basically like changing it up, or like some of y'all maybe like leaving in a way to get you to like chase them. So like let's say that you wanted to have a boyfriend, girlfriend, a husband and wife. Let's not say they would go to, maybe they go as far as marriage, but let's say that you guys would get together, get to the connection, and then they'll give you what you want first, but then they kind of flip the script by like acting unpredictable, or like letting the facade of who they really are. So now you have to chase me because, oh, I wasn't expecting you to do this. It's a strategy here. So they tell themselves that they would have to like employ different means to get the type of relationship that they want with y'all, whether it means walking away from you, whether it means like using competition or other people, or they tell themselves that that's what you're doing. You're bringing other people into the relationship to try to like get them to do the relationship the way you want them to, in order to be able to secure them in the way that you want to. So like maybe you threatened to walk away, maybe you gave them an ultimatum, maybe you unexpectedly stopped talking. Maybe you, like I said, maybe you just scowl at them or just look at them from the side these days. I have like very few words. They feel like that's a strategy for them for you to do the type, for them to do the relationship the way that you want them to do it. So could be a Capricorn, a Leo, Scorpio, Gemini, Aries, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Pisces, Sag, Scorpio.
Lovely.
Some.
Yeah, I'm picking up on a similar energy. I also had the tower in reverse fall out, like you had
Mhm,
it. I do feel like what they tell themselves, this is a little bit of a different perspective as well, is that they tell themselves that you're just focused on your work, your money. You're coming up for them as the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So somebody who's very focused on their stability, really not in that I don't need love right now, with the Ace of Cups in reverse as well. They feel like you're not even seeking commitment from them. Um, I also feel like they think that you are avoiding a disaster. The tower in reverse sometimes means they're avoiding you
mhm, could
because they
be.
don't want conflict, so they're avoiding having an argue the conflict with you. They do feel like that if they come towards you, that you would just burst out. They tell themselves, if I come towards Gemini, I'll be smacked, and probably also deserved.
Mhm,
They also feel that you're very guarded. That's a story they tell themselves, that you're not letting them in. Another energy that I picked up on was something about that just came randomly with that card, that they tell themselves that you're listening to your friends more than you take the opinion of what your friends say more than what you actually feel. So
mhm,
um does that make sense how I said it? It does, right, Nuni?
mhm.
Great.
Yep.
um, what else do you view? What is this about? Eight of Swords. Why? They do also feel that you are. self-sabotaging yourself by your behavior. That's the story they tell themselves, that you're just focused on work, you're not open to love, you won't come towards them, and that you're self-sabotaging yourself. The sun in reverse. um some of them might view you as entitled, but I think that's because they might feel depressed, or they will see you as depressed, and there's an energy of they feel depressed, but their excuse is, I'm not again, this is a side note, I'm just getting that sun is their energy. But they keep distracting themselves, and just they say as an excuse that, Gemini, you're entitled. I don't know why that's important. They do see you as single, but they don't feel like you want to pursue them. So the stories they tell themselves is, Gemini is entitled. They don't want me. They're focused on their work. They think they're better than me, but deep down they're depressed, and that's why they're reacting that way. I think it's them trying to put the focus onto you and not onto them, if that makes sense. Some of them also are thinking that you are seeing other people casually. Got lovers in reverse again. This is your energy, Gemini. So you're just having multiple flings. Anything else?
Mm.
One more thing, they feel like they might be wasting your time. They might be wasting your time, or you might be wasting their time, because to get this connection back up and running would take too long. We got the Seven of Pentacles and Temperance. This is like patience. This is gonna need to take time. And I don't know if they feel like they have the time, or they think that you have the time to get this connection back together. God, there's so many energies at the moment coming out.
That's how I was reading. I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I mean, I'm gonna try to focus on one, just give you what I've seen, and we go from there. You make it work."
Oh goodness me, Lordy! Wow. Okay.
Okay, so who we on now? Cancer.
Cancer.
Okay. Good old cancers. All right, let's see. They said, well, nothing good comes easy. Oh, yeah, no. They say, well, I don't know, sunshine. It didn't cost us nothing. Sunshine is good. A nice warm day. It didn't cost me anything. Okay, so let's see. So Cancer, the stories they tell themselves. That is definitely the Gemini brain. Like, cause my mom's a Gemini. When I was talking to her, she's like, "That's not normal for like thoughts to just to be going." I was like, "Hell no,
Oh
that's just
God.
for me." You know what I mean? I can't have that. I mean, I'll be having thoughts, but like now that I mean, I have like a few thoughts. I mean, it's usually the same thoughts. I'm focused on the same thing
Same ones, not
day in,
just
day all day. Yeah.
multiple
Not
ones.
just yeah, I'm not just whimsical thinking about this and I don't care about
Oh,
half the stuff that she asked about. I don't even be that curious. I'm like, I'm only curious about the things that I care about. Then I'm super curious. So anyway,
right.
Cancer, stories they tell themselves about you. Magician in reverse. Okay. Yeah, that you guys are manipulative. That's easy. Ace of Wands. Oh, that they would like to recreate the passion between y'all. That they could. That they're capable. Maybe they tell themselves that they're not capable of recreating the attraction or the relationship. Maybe they can't get you guys back to idolizing them or romanticizing them the way that you used to. Yeah, Judgment in reverse. Got the Judgment in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. They feel like you got and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So they tell themselves that you guys don't really need them. You know that you guys had like two vast different lifestyles, or like the connection or the way that you guys like view the whole situation is skewed from the jump. You know what I mean? Some of y'all, they tell themselves that they would have to like again, almost like Gemini, have to do so much to recreate the image or the fantasy that they had in their mind about the relationship. They kind of feel like it's over and done. You know what I mean? Now, some of y'all they tell themselves that like they didn't try hard enough or they didn't do enough to like bring the intensity or the passion or the excitement, like the life back into the relationship. Somebody else, what they're telling themselves that they need to do something, but they don't feel capable. Like I don't feel capable of restarting this or giving this another chance because I don't think I have what it takes. You know, some of y'all they feel like you guys have unrealistic expectations with this hangman and the judgment. They feel like you expect a lot. Maybe some of y'all because of like y'all lifestyle, the way that you maybe were born, raised. They could feel like you guys live more of like a fairy tale lifestyle. Like, maybe you guys are spoiled. Maybe you live more of a softer, which is usual because the Nine of Pentacles here, they may feel like you guys live more of a softer life. You guys don't really have much of a social life or don't really like a lot, like meet people with the Five of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Judgment. You know what I mean? Or they're telling themselves that this may be the only time for them to have an opportunity, or they tell themselves that this is your only. That's funnier to say it that way. So some of y'all, they may be telling themselves that this is your only opportunity to be able to meet somebody new, because maybe you don't have much of a social life. Maybe like I don't know, maybe you've been in like some situations that were like, maybe you sacrifice more, you had to give more of yourselves. They're telling themselves that they can maybe make it seem like they're the best opportunity by like romanticizing the moments, taking on some of your beliefs or your philosophy or your lifestyle. They kind of feel like there's like a foreignness between y'all. So maybe there's like language barrier or there's like a cultural difference between y'all. So they tell themselves that like if they were to go along with some of your like beliefs, that they would be able to get the outcome that they want. Because the magician and the judgment. So it's like I really have a bigger goal in mind, but I'm gonna make it seem like I don't really have that in mind. So they tell themselves they may have to go, like I said, go around their elbow to get to their knee with you. Like I may have to do a little bit more than what I need to do just to be able to get this. Some of y'all it's just to get sex. And then others of y'all, it's just for the outcome that they want. Maybe they want to depend on y'all, move in with y'all, because the Nine of Pentacles in reverse with the Five of Pentacles. But if it's not like move in with y'all, it may be like to depend on your resources. So they may tell themselves that they have to pretend to be more interested than they really are, or have to pretend to care more than they really are to be able to get what they really want from you, which could just be sex, but it could also just be like an experience. You know what I mean? Like maybe they want you to take action in a certain way. You know what I mean? Because sometimes like this could be a masculine move too, but it's more of a feminine move. It's more like even if it's a masculine, it's a feminine move as a way of like getting you to take action instead of them. So they tell themselves that they probably have to portray themselves a certain way in order to be able to get what they want from y'all. Some of y'all that maybe look like they have more going for themselves. So like maybe you are always out moving around, going places, like spending money, having these experiences, and they want to make it seem like they're doing that too, like they're just as big a deal or making just as big an impact or as a big a difference. You know what I mean? Getting the same responses from others, so they want to kind of portray themselves as that. Some of y'all, but usually with the Nine of Pentacles here, they really depend on you. So like they tell themselves that they have to not make it seem like they're depending on you and not just like tagging along and going along, going along with your whole like vision of a version of the relationship. You know what I mean? They feel like they have to sometimes, maybe like create their own happiness in it because of the way that you expect the connection to go. So they just really, most of y'all, they really feel like, they tell themselves that y'all just really have these unrealistic expectations. Like y'all live like a soft boy, soft girl life. Y'all imagine the world in a way that other people don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, maybe very naive. All right, so it could be a Virgo, Gemini, Aries, Leo, Sag, Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini. It's all the same sign, yeah. Okay, so you in mind.
I'm picking up on a similar energy actually. So I feel like what they tell themselves about you is that you don't see them as their happiness. And I don't know if you even told them that. You got the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Cups in reverse. So there was maybe a clear communication on I don't want to be with you don't want to be with them. I do feel like they are afraid of rejection. I do feel like this is your energy, Cancer, that you've already moved on with the Chariot popping up here. They feel like they can't take actions because they tell themselves, oh, Cancer doesn't want me, or Cancer already told me they don't want me. Another thing that they also think is that if they come towards you, all you will offer them is friendship or something little, and they want more than that. But you have, like Nini said, they feel like you have higher expectations than they can meet. Like if they come towards you, you will ask them something that they cannot meet, and that will put them into a lower position. So what I also feel like this person is doing is playing all victim, woe is me, and they are not holding back on that kind of self-pity. um,
Mhm.
they are trapped. They also feel like it's unrequited love. from your side, and that they'll never get out of that energy for you to see them as more now, the energy now. Maybe in the past you saw them as that, and nowadays they're like, oh, Cancer doesn't want me anymore anyways, with the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Swords. They feel like trapped in a none loved connection. So they tell themselves, I'm not going to come towards Cancer because I can't meet their requirements. They already told me they don't want me, or they will tell me they won't want me. This person gets in their head. They already imagine the worst case scenario, even though it hasn't happened yet. So I do feel like they try to tell themselves a lot because they're fear of rejection or fear of abandonment, or yeah, just not brave enough to come and speak their truth. What else? How else? What else? What other stories do you tell yourself about Cancer?
Mm.
Hmm. They also feel like you already have the perfect family, friends life, that they don't fit into your picture perfect world, white picket fence. I don't know what it is, but they feel like you have everything is correct for what's going on with your life. Why should I go and disrupt it? With the Temperance, I'm just drawn to this family, very too good to be true, but they automatically just they are self-sabotaging themselves because they are putting themselves below you. So they feel like you have the picture perfect family, everything is honky dory, and all you would offer is friendship. If they come towards you, it would blast up in their face, the tower. Things would just fall apart. It's basically, if I come toward the stories they tell themselves about you, that if they would approach you, it would just blow up in their face. That that's literally blow up in my face. That's the story they tell themselves about you. Why even bother? Okay. um why is that there? They also feel like you are dating somebody new. You got the Emperor and the Two of Swords, like you are communicating with a divine counterpart energy, whether they sense it in their dreams or not. But there's something about you investing into another energy. You have Scorpio, Aries, Cancer, and all the other signs in the minor arcana, but that was major arcana. And Sagittarius also major there.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So we's on Leo. Okay. So let's see. So
And I will not
Leo.
sing, everybody, just so you know.
Huh? You
I'm not.
can sing? Because I was wondering, I was like, can she sing? Because they were going in about you singing. I was like, did she? Is she a singer?
No.
Okay, so you said no, you're not a singer, or they just hyping it up right now. Okay, so let me see. So Leo, that came out. Leo, what are the stories they tell themselves about you? Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Okay. And Ace of Swords and Ten of Swords. So they like to start over and have a conversation. Some of y'all they tell themselves that in order for y'all to be able to start over, they would have you either one of you has to explain themselves because we got the Death in reverse, we got the Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So one of y'all would have to like maybe go the extra mile to like explain or communicate. Some of y'all maybe there would have to be an unblocking or there would have to be like a uncomfortable conversation that has to be had because we got the Death and the Ten of Swords. So they may feel like they would have to betray somebody in order for y'all to be together, or that they may have to betray themselves, or one of you would have to betray themselves in order to be in a relationship between y'all because they feel like both at this time you guys are both of y'all maybe prideful because we got Four of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Death in reverse. So they tell themselves that this won't go anywhere because both of y'all are closed off. Y'all not communicating or y'all not like saying what's really on y'all minds at this time with the Ace of Swords, Ten of Swords. They still feel like there's love there with the Ace of Cups and the Death in reverse. They still feel like there's still love between y'all, or they still tell themselves that you still have care and concern or love for them. But then some of y'all they tell themselves that you guys have already like started new or are like giving your love elsewhere for some of you. They also tell themselves that the connection between y'all maybe couldn't happen anyway. Some of y'all, because of like taboo, like maybe it was taboo or there was too much difficulty, it was too complex because of the Ten of Swords and the Death. They may tell themselves that this couldn't happen anyway. Like I expected this to work, or maybe they tell themselves that you thought that this could work and it couldn't work. Because they may tell themselves that they thought that maybe they exaggerated their feelings and emotions, or you exaggerated things. You know what I mean? But I get like them wanting to start over though. Either which way I'm saying this, it don't really matter. I get this person wanting to start over, especially with the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. I mean, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups first, and the Death in reverse. They tell themselves that they're not really fully over you guys, that they're not fully done, or you guys aren't fully over them, not really done with this connection. There's more that needs to be said. Um, they feel like some of y'all they tell themselves that like if y'all were to communicate, one of you one of you might shut down, or one of you might like keep I don't know keep secrets or keep what's really going on to yourself. So they feel like they would lose their power if they were to like reach out for some of y'all. That's the story they tell themselves. If I reach out, I lose the power in the dynamic. That's what it is. Like if I reach out to you first, then I lose the power. You know what I mean? So some of y'all they felt this way, they feel disempowered by having to like take action first or initiate communication first. Damn. We got the Nine of Pentacles. So they're interested in like you got three aces here. We got Ace of Wands here too. They're interested. Now, some of y'all they tell themselves that they invested so much time that they can't just like let this go, that they gotta keep showing up, that they gotta keep putting time, energy into it. And eventually it'll get to a certain point where like it's worth more emotionally fulfilling. You know what I mean? So they tell themselves that like if I just keep showing up, if I just keep being consistent, if I just keep being devoted, if I just keep communication, the lines of communication open, if I just learn to solve the problems that like are going through, if I just kind of like look past whatever I don't really like in the situation, that it kind of leads us to more of like a milk and honey vibe. So like maybe when you say stuff that pisses them off, or they just don't say nothing, you know what I mean? That it'll be okay. That can't be me. Maybe with my daughter, but like with a Leo in real life, I'm gonna tell you something today. But I don't know. This person, this is how they feel for y'all. So maybe they just feel like they need to break the ice with y'all, like reach out to y'all and be more consistent with like showing up for you, be more consistent messaging, texting. They feel like that would get y'all past the hard part of the relationship. So could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I think it's over sign almost. Virgo, Sag. No, it's not all sign. Leo. Yeah, it's gonna be all the signs in this one. It's all the signs here, y'all. So you in mind.
I'm gonna complete your aces with the Ace of Pentacles showing
Ooh,
up.
see,
I
see.
got four aces. The first thing coming up, I do feel like they see this as a stable connection that's not going to go anywhere. You got the Hierophant, you got the Star, which hasn't fallen out yet. Like they feel like that you're part of their destiny. Um, that this connection is in it for the long run, whether you are speaking or not, you are on their mind, they're on your mind. I do feel like they think that this is reciprocal. However, there is something about this has been like this needs effort, and there's a lot of divine timing, and things need to fall into place for this to work out. I also feel like this person thinks that you're bringing the best out of them, but at the same time, you're also triggering them in terms of emotions. There might have been a very overbearing emotional, um, how do I say this? They see you as the Empress here, but they also feel like whenever I'm in Leo's energy, I can't control how I feel. I can't control my emotions, and this person likes to be in control. So like it's an ego thing. They avoid wanting to get hurt, but they also deep down they know that it is needed. But at the same time, with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, they feel like it's not teamwork, it's not fair on them. You're the Empress and they're not the Emperor. Take the gender as whatever it speaks. Don't it's gender neutral, whatever works for you. But they feel like if this would work out, they would have to invest much more than you would invest, and then you are investing in them because you are emotionally more mature. And it could be so far that they are even aware of this. Not necessarily everybody will be, but they're also trapped in your energy. They can't help but not stop thinking about you, but they're also afraid that that's going to be their weakness, that you will have complete control over them, power, like Noonie said. I do feel like I sat there. Another story that they do tell themselves about you is that they do sense that they also help change you in a way, but at the end of the day, your impact on them is far bigger than their impact on you. So there's a sense that they have to just get out of that kind of I need to be in control of everything. Because I do feel like this connection can work out. What else? What other stories do you tell yourself about them? What? Uh, why is the tower falling out in every flip and read here?
Mm,
Well, there's another side that they might think this will blow up in their face. It's the same energy that I just picked up on earlier, but it's more um, they don't want to risk losing this connection forever if they come towards you as well. So there's a bit of a different story to this, that if they come forward and there's conflict, that's it. There's no more second, third chance is what I'm feeling. So they are needing to like be very sensitive with this connection.
mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, let's get it. Let's see.
there you go. Taurus,
All right.
Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, Libra on the table. Major arcana.
Okay. Okay, so Virgo. Let's see. Virgo. The story they tell themselves. So that you really want to talk. So it could be a Sag, Virgo, Gemini, or that you guys don't really, maybe you guys have issues with communication. That like, I don't know. Sometimes you ignore what they be saying, what they really. So you miss the point of the conversation or the communication between y'all. So like when they're talking with you, they feel like you missed it. You were missing the point of the whole conversation. All right, especially with the high priest. Oh, so maybe they feel like you were just ignoring it. Maybe that's what they feel like. Because I got the high priestess here, which means that you would know, you kind of like can sense it, but you're just ignoring it. So some of y'all, they feel like you guys were ignoring the signs or the clues that they were giving y'all. Now, this looks like to be somebody who's more romantically interested in y'all, but could maybe feel intimidated. Because I got four of wands, 10 of swords in reverse. It was the high priestess, three of pentacles, five of swords, nine of swords. People that make you, they're nervous. So some of y'all, they either say that you got nervous or that they're nervous around you or that there was intimidation. So some of y'all, they could maybe even feel like you guys were what is it, prejudice, people were prejudiced against you. I don't know why that's a thing here, but or that people are prejudiced against them in a way, like people don't like them in your life, so they may tell themselves that people, other people around you don't like them in your life or wouldn't like them in your life. Like maybe you're either out of their league or something like that. They feel like a relationship with y'all would like draw a lot of attention, or a relationship with them would draw a lot of attention to people maybe who, I don't know, didn't look at y'all before or didn't look at them before or something along the lines of that. I kind of get, because the three of pentacles here, like they feel like this would be a useful connection, but they also tell themselves that maybe they would have to like defend it because they may feel like a lot of other people want y'all, or they feel like you're defensive because either a lot of people want you or because it has to do with you being seen. So it has to do more so with like you being seen, either your attractiveness, or it has to do with like a status that you have or a position that you have or something like that. It could sometimes be like because you're attractive, because you're like maybe well known, or because you're maybe famous. It could be anything. Like you have like privileges that other people don't have. So they tell themselves that like connecting to you could bring these same experiences into my life. Like it would help me get over a hardship, help me get over a difficult period, help me realize like who I am. Because now we got the Hierophant. Earlier was the high priestess, now it's the Hierophant. So they tell themselves that y'all have more of a spiritual connection. Even if it's a past person, they tell themselves that y'all are connected on something outside of just like traditions or outside of societal, the status quo, that this relationship like extends outside of that, or that you wouldn't extend outside of that. Like you wouldn't go outside of maybe like what's considered to be the right or wrong way of, let's say, romance, or of like living your life, that you're like maybe more of stickler for detail. You like to follow the rules, that it's only like one shot, and if it doesn't work this way, you're over it. So they may tell themselves that like it's very complicated to be in a relationship with you, and it probably would be very annoying, maybe because you're like a by the rules type of person. Like they have a vision of you or a version of you that they see in their mind, and they may look at you as like an authority figure, or like as a teacher, or like they look at you as just like a judge between right and wrong. So they may worry about like who they really are come out at times, or they're worried about they're wondering who you'll be when you guys get closer. 'Cause I got four of wands. It's somebody who's more of like interested in y'all in a romantic way. Even if it's a past person, like I feel like this is somebody who feel like again that y'all just keep going over the same issues or have to repeat the same pattern. You know what I mean? But they still want y'all around. Now some of y'all they just be nervous to talk to y'all, but they see y'all around. If somebody who wants to talk to y'all, wants to like connect with y'all, spend time with y'all, especially if it's a past person, they tell themselves that it may be a little difficult, but like they would have to confront their fears, maybe around rejection, maybe around what's right or wrong, what's like socially acceptable. So they tell themselves that in order to be able to have the relationship, one of those things would have to happen. Some of y'all they may tell themselves they would have to like have more status, you know what I mean, or be like more important, or have a better job, or like have maybe more influence over your social group in order for you to like acknowledge them or notice them or something like that, because for some of y'all they kind of feel like they're not doing a good job of making themselves stand out because it's somebody who wants to be like exclusive with you or wants to date y'all or wants to like be in your personal space. You know what I mean? They're wondering if they've said it, like, so they tell themselves that they haven't communicated the message clearly, or you're just ignoring what I'm saying to you. You know what I mean? You're just not catching the hint. So it's one of those. So it could be an Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn, Libra, Taurus, Aquarius, Gemini, Aries, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Taurus, Aries, Taurus. Hmm, okay. You know
Oh,
what I was thinking before I get finished though? I was just thinking that some of y'all they be telling themselves that this may not be more than like a one night stand or more than like a limited like passionate affair. Like it may feel like this would be stable, but like they feel like it ain't gonna go no further than that. So yeah. Or they
that's
feel
what
like you won't allow it to. Go ahead.
that's what I just picked up on what you just said. The
That
Ace,
last part.
the
Yeah.
Ace of Wands, passionate, but it's not balanced, or it's not going to meet. It's not going to be balanced with the Justice in reverse. But I also got when you were talking about the Hierophant, essentially flew into my hand.
Was
I
it the
just
high priestess?
the
Or was the Hierophant? Oh,
Hierophant.
okay.
When that fell out as well, it
Hmm.
literally fell out into my hand. We were talking about it. For somebody who abides the rules, or is very traditional. That's how they view you.
Hmm.
Will view you. And also, what I got was that somebody thinks that you guys have a very high, passionate, sexual chemistry, but nothing beyond that with the lovers in reverse. Um, They also feel left out. They don't know how to talk to you with the Five of Pentacles and the King of Swords being the energy of the Five of Pentacles. They're not sure how to speak up to you, what to say to you, but I do feel like they want to be in your energy. Back coming to this energy that the stories they tell themselves about you, this one energy that's very passionate about you, they it's going to come up really badly, but I'm picking up on it. They tell themselves, I need to just sleep with Virgo to understand that there's nothing more and I don't love them. So they need that kind of confirmation. I don't know. I'm picking up on that. They just need to confirm for themselves. Yeah, it's just a sexual thing. It's just a chemistry thing, but they are lying to themselves. With the Seven of Swords, they're just, this is not what they're lying to themselves. They're just trying to find a sneaky way or strategy way into justifying why they should come towards you to satisfy
Hmm.
their own needs so they can move to calmer waters and convince themselves that they're not in love with you. But again, it's the overall energy is the Seven of Swords. This is really really random. I don't know who that person is. Just ugh.
Ah,
Anyway.
yeah. I was all like, well, we'll see how it play out. But I was like, I wonder who that was. Hmm.
But those energies exist, don't they? It's just
Yeah, they do.
you got the Hierophant and Libra and Gemini on the table in the major arcanas.
Okay, cool. Dang, we are moving. For two of us to be doing it, we are definitely moving. That's like this ain't even been an hour yet, and we already past Leo.
We're so good.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like, yep, doing a great job. Okay, so Libra, the stories they tell themselves at this time. So we got Seven of Cups in reverse. We got Ten of Cups in reverse. So okay, so hold on, because this may be somebody who's like, ha. Maybe somebody who's overly confident this time. Yeah, we got the world, three of pentacles, lovers. All right, so they tell themselves that they're actually the best option or choice when it comes to relationships for y'all. That they're your fantasy. They tell themselves that they your fantasy, not that you're their fantasy. Well, some of y'all they may be that way. Some of y'all they may say that, but usually with the seven of cups, they could be tempted by y'all, so they may be feeling like everything's not gold. That like some of y'all they tell themselves like that maybe if you're in a relationship or you're committed to somebody or you're like dating around, they may tell themselves that you're not really happy without them. So like if you if it's like a past person, then it's like a past person who feels like you're just putting on a facade of being happy and with all these options or these or dating around, but you really not fulfilled. You really just like making it look good. You know, they may feel like you are maybe selfish, or they may tell themselves that like you're really only focused on you, or the relationships with the people that you're dealing with are only focused on maybe money or only focused on your like status or how you look, but they don't really love you. So that's the story they tell themselves, that they're really the only person that can love you, or they're really the only person that you could probably, let's say, grow old with, or want to settle down with, or have a family, or have a committed relationship with. They tell themselves that they're really the best viable option that you have. Like you may be dating around, you may know people, and people may know you, but like, no, it's them. 'All right, so they feel secure. They tell themselves that they're really secure. That like no matter where you go or who you be around, you're probably always gonna come back around. You're probably always gonna come back around here. You know what I mean? Because we got the lovers here, we got the world, three of pentacles, all right, and the seven of cups in reverse, ten of cups. So they kind of feel like some of y'all they tell themselves that you guys are some of y'all are too focused on getting a relationship because they tell themselves that like you guys may be too focused and get blinded by what looks good opposed to what's really good for you on an emotional level. So they tell themselves that that's probably why you'll be back around because like oh you go for the guys that got the money, the glitz, the glam, or you go for the girls that got the body that look like this or blah blah blah, and then when it don't work out, you be right back. You be right back. So they, so they definitely think that y'all like they're really the best choice that you have. They feel some of y'all they feel like you guys are like just maybe like falling for fool's gold. They tell themselves that you keep getting stuck with these little boys or little girls. That's your stuff. You know what I mean? So they feel like you guys are really closing yourselves off from relationships. They probably blame it on y'all. They blame it on y'all as the reason for y'all not creating the stability or the foundation in the relationship. All right. Maybe because they feel like you guys are attractive, because we do got the King of Wands here. So they tell themselves that you guys may see yourselves either as a prize or as a catch, or that you guys know that you're attractive and know that you're like, a good pick or a good catch. So you guys are like exploring your options. Some of y'all they tell you that because some of y'all they feel like you guys are just like deluding them or like maybe like blowing smoke up their ass in a way just to kind of keep them around, you know what I mean? Just to obtain a relationship or just to have a partner in your life. So they may be telling themselves that they may say like you just kind of like make up these stories or make it seem like we're in a partnership just to be able to use me, maybe use my resources, maybe just to like have me around or have me on call. So some of y'all, that's the story they tell. Cause they do kind of look at y'all as like possessive, you know what I mean? Or like controlling in a way, but like just wanting to own them and not necessarily like you want them for the look. Most of y'all is what they're thinking. Or they tell themselves that like you would make them look really good in public. So you guys must be very appealing to them. You know what I mean? So for the most part, I feel like they want to attain you and they tell themselves that like attaining a relationship with you would be a success. You know what I mean? It may they may have to like go about a different agenda with you, so they may have to pretend to be on the same page with you at first just to connect, but then they feel like after that, after let's say sex or after like maybe a couple dates or after a couple connections, they feel like it would go the way that they would like it to go. So they really do kind of feel like y'all they're the version of a relationship that they would like to have, you fit that. They tell themselves that. And like to be able to have you, I feel like would be overwhelming happiness, or at least a period in time that I could remember for being like, fulfilling emotionally. You know what I mean? Like even if y'all just boyfriend, girlfriend for a week or two, that's my girl, that's my man. One of those, or we shared an experience, maybe we went on vacation or something like that. So they may tell themselves that. Some of y'all I was thinking with the world and the three of pentacles, like if y'all were to work together, if y'all were to like be in the same space together, they feel like they would be able to get the outcome that they really want. So like maybe if you guys live if there's distance, it'd be like if you guys live together, or if you guys like maybe work the same shift. Some of y'all if y'all work like the night shift or some shit like that together. So they may tell themselves like if you guys were to work the night shift, they'd be able to get you to fall into temptation with them, or if you were to show up at like a nighttime thing, or if they were to show up at like a nighttime thing, or if you guys were, it's basically if they were to able to get around you, they feel like you'd be one of you would fall for temptation, and the other one would be able to attain some type of success that they want or some type of outcome that they want. So they tell themselves that so some of y'all they tell themselves that they can't be around you for too long, or that may happen, or that you can't be around them for too long because that may happen. It's one of those. All right. So could be a Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Pisces, Sag, Capricorn, Leo, Aries, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Gemini. They definitely tell themselves they can't be around y'all too long. I'm telling you, or that you can't be around them too long. That's the storyline in one of those. All right, so yeah, go ahead. It's on you.
Thank you. Uh, One energy that I'm picking up on that Nooney also had was they feel like they're the best option, but they also tell themselves that you're lying about your emotions and that you love them and you might not actually love them, Libra. So I do feel like this could be somebody that you actually currently are dating or talking to. They tell themselves, oh, Libra will fall in love with me. They're just playing too hard to get. And I'm the real deal with the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Cups in reverse. It's like I'm the only real deal that they should be. And you guys are lying about how you feel. So I do feel like there's a little bit of a delusional thing going on with them. This could be a player. This could be somebody that you guys are just currently seeing or trying to date or just see like, where is this going to head to? Just be careful if this resonates with you. This is somebody who's very much in their ego and just needs to win, needs to have somebody to show off like a trophy. Okay, that's fine. Okay. That's one energy that I'm picking up
That's
on.
I was seeing that too. Yeah, that's definitely.
Right? Yeah.
hmm Yeah, I think that's a Libra thing too, though. You know, they like to attract the partners, or their partners like attractive partners, so that they either fit the aesthetic or their partner fits the aesthetic. So yeah.
It needs to look good, you know.
hmm
And what happens behind closed doors, this just needs to look good.
Right. It just needs to look good outside. Yep,
Look
that's it.
good. And that's
Exactly.
picking up on. So Libra looks good next to me. I don't care if behind the closed doors it's not real emotions, but the world will see I'm attractive.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. That's what they
Oh,
do.
yeah. um, Another energy thinks they can't invest in you right now because you might be dealing with a karmic connection, or they might be dealing with a karmic connection. It could be either way, take what resonates, but there's something about they feel unhappy or they think you're unhappy because there is no communication, there is no communication. You miss this person, they miss you, and I do feel like they can sense they I need to come towards Libra. um but I do feel like they don't think that it's the right time because there's still a karmic thing going on, whether with their situation or you guys in a situation with that ego person. By the way, there's another card that wanted to fall out on this person. So Libra, if you are seeing somebody, they just want to control you. Okay, I feel like the universe wanted to put that on like a top notch. Just be careful. Um, Another energy feels like you freed yourself from them. You're no longer interested in conflict. There could be a push and pull energy that you had with this person in the past. They feel like you've gone on, you've moved to calmer waters, you are dating and talking to other people. There's also a sense of them looking at your social media and they can see you engaging or commenting on other people's profiles. This is very specific, but I just see somebody commenting on somebody and they can see you commenting on somebody else's
That'd be Instagram telling on people, because you know when you be liking stuff, it show who liked it. You know that?
Oh, yes. Okay, so
It'd
that's
be
what
showing who liked it. So like maybe it wouldn't have went down your timeline, but as soon as I like it, now you see it. You be like, what? What
okay.
is they doing liking that? Or what is they doing commenting down here? Like, and it show they comment too. I'm like, I just be
That's what
commenting like
they're
a mother. I don't care. You just gonna see it. Yeah, this is internet.
saying.
Half the
Okay.
shit you see ain't real. Yeah, they be tripping. You just watching the internet to get the story. Get a life.
Oh my gosh. So that's what they're telling themselves as well. Wow. They feel that makes them very unbalanced. So they are telling themselves, oh, you Libras commenting on this person, they're not interested. Why even bother? They're already free. Um, what else? What else? What else? Anything else here? They feel like you're unreachable. You're coming up as towards this is your energy, Libra, as the Empress. Some of them feel like they can't match your energy, that you are attracting so many people, and you're really, they can also see that you're choosing who you want to speak to, not want to speak to. They might have told you off, and they feel like it's going to be too hard work to achieve their happiness, but they do tell themselves that it's happiness. They do see you as their happiness. They don't just
Mhm.
don't think that it's going to be achievable, because they're going to have to put too much work in with the 10 of wands. It's just going to be something that they don't feel they can reach. But you know what, you got so many tens here on the table now. You got 10 of cups, 10 of wands, and 10 of swords. They're going to continue being in this cycle until they come to, they're torturing themselves. They're going in this cycle of repetitive putting their hand in the meat grinder until they actually snap out of it and come towards you, whether they want to or not. But yeah, whether you want to or not, there you go, the star. It's gonna it's gonna happen. This is definitely a divine intervention, energy, fate, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you got Libra, Taurus, Aquarius, Aries, Leo on the table. There we go.
Okay, so we got the good Scorpio. Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio, cause I had these already. I don't know, for some reason I was feeling a little antsy, so I just kind of put the cards out already for y'all. But we got Temperance, Knight of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Hangman, Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. Um, so stories they tell themselves, for real, they tell themselves that you guys are like a big deal, maybe like around either your town or like a big deal in the general. Like your relationship has a bigger purpose for being in their life. So this might romanticize you guys and actually kind of elevate you guys at this time. They may see you guys as like, now this is like a spiritual teacher. This may not be something that they would say, but like you, because you're in their life or because they've had like some type of experience with you, it's caused them to see their world or their life differently. You know what I mean? So they tell themselves that like having you around has caused me to like become more optimistic, to believe in myself a lot more, to heal areas in my life, to like be able to speak up, to be able to communicate my truth more, to value myself more. You know what I mean? So they do kind of put you up there, elevate you, but like also because you're in my life, I feel more important now. I feel valued now. So the story that they tell themselves, or some of y'all, that it could be the other way around. It could be that like you crowdsource your energy or your confidence off of them, off an experience with them. So some of y'all, they may tell themselves that they help elevate you and make you feel better about yourself since they came into your life. So that could be also possibly a storyline there. All right, because with the Five of Swords here, they feel like you guys maybe walked away from them. So they may tell themselves that you guys aren't necessarily relationship material, or that you didn't see them as relationship material. You know, maybe because of either family or because of like gossip, or like because of maybe how other people looked at your relationship, or how maybe, or because, or they tell themselves that like that's what the relationship, maybe why y'all didn't have a relationship, because of the stories that they told themselves about the relationship, or like the insight that they were getting from other people. Because sometimes with that Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, it's giving me somebody who's like taking information from other people. You know what I mean? And then in the end, when they don't get the outcome that they want, they start to look back and realize, like, damn, I shouldn't have asked my friend who's been single for 40 fucking years how to get a man or how to get a boyfriend or girlfriend. So they kind of look at it that way. Like somebody else was interfered. Maybe somebody else had like said something that now they're like reconsidering. So the story they're telling themselves is that if they want to be able to heal your connection, that they would have to again invest above and beyond than what they normally do with you. That they would need to be patient, and that they would need to like hang around. Some of y'all, they feel like they would need to observe you a lot more, be a lot more like specific with what they wanted from the relationship or what they expected from y'all. So it may turn into like, in their mind, they feel like it needs to be transactional. So they're telling themselves that in order to have a relationship with you, I need to be just like going along with the flow, and I need to give some before I ask for some, or I need to like do something in like exchange before I expect something from you in a way, which is the same thing I just said. But that's really the vibe that they're kind of picking up, because they're viewing you in a light where they're like questioning if they dealt with you the right way the first time, or if they interacted with you the right the first time. So the story that they're telling themselves is that either you've improved and you've gotten better, like become a bigger, better version of yourself, and become a lot more confident, and now you're expecting a lot more from them, or they're like recognizing that that's how they would have to present themselves if they wanted to come back into a relationship with y'all, that they would have to invest and go above and beyond in terms of like how seriously they take the relationship, being very direct about their intentions with you, avoiding pissing you off or making you mad, being as patient as they would need as you need them to be. um they will also have some of y'all, they would have to maybe heal some type of like maybe addiction or heal, change their lifestyle. For some of y'all, maybe they feel that way. They feel like they would have, or they would have to go along with your lifestyle, the lifestyle that you live, whatever way it is, or way did you imagine your life to go. They feel like they would have to go about it that way in order to be able to get you to be seriously invested into the relationship. So most of y'all, it's a strategy to it. And then for others of y'all, they tell themselves that like you're only keeping them you're only keeping them around, or you're only keeping them like on pause, because like some of y'all, this person may feel like you got them on pause, or you're not really motivated to take the connection further because they're not willing to walk away from you, or they're not willing to leave you alone. So some of y'all, they tell them that they tell themselves that the reason the relationship is the way that it is, or that it feels so imbalanced to them, or it feels like they're not getting that much, is because they're afraid to walk away, and you know it. So you may know that they're afraid to lose you, and because of that, they're losing out or missing out on things. So it could be a Sag, Gemini, Cancer, um, Aquarius, Pisces, Libra, Taurus, Pisces, Sag, Cancer. Could be one of these signs. Sun,
Good.
Moon, Mars. I need to step real quick. We don't got to end it. We don't got to end it. I just need to go in my room for a second. I got to use the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Go, go. So I pretty much picked up on the similar energy that Noonie did. This person views you as highly spiritual aware, or you've come to you've evolved spiritually very high. You're very intuitive. I also feel like this person does see you as somebody that they want to commit to or can commit to. With the Four of Wands, they feel like you brought the best and the worst out of them, so you led them to looking at their behavior, whether it's their ego, that you humbled them. You managed to humble this person where they went from a I don't know, an energy of ego. You transform them into being humble and looking into their soul and seeing things from a different perspective. I feel like you've rebirthed them. You actually awakened a spiritual awakening in them as well. I do feel like this person knows they might have pulled you into a third party energy and they were choosing comfort and I can have my cake and eat it too over, surrendering and choosing love. But I do feel like this person is now highly aware that them not communicating or not standing in their truth, they sabotage this connection with you. So what they tell themselves about you is that you are actually you probably are the one and they missed out on an opportunity. You have the Ace of Cups here. And this person also knows, since they've met you, that they cost their own happiness by being emotionally immature with the Sun in reverse and the Knight of Cups in reverse. I do feel like this person is aware of their patterns, but only because you put their ego to an end. So you have the High Priestess, the Hanged Man, and the Death card. So they basically, in a nutshell, they awakened you. They are opening up to seeing things from the soul perspective rather than the ego. They're soul led and no more ego led, and they feel like you are highly attuned. And they also feel like they need to, if they want to come back around, they're gonna have to like level up, level up, level up. Is literally what I'm hearing. They're waiting for their opportunity to come in. They're waiting and planning. They want this opportunity with you, but they also know I have to show that emotional maturity that I wanted to say Pisces showed me. But you could be dealing with a Pisces here with the High Priestess and the Hangman. It could be a Pisces that you are dealing with, but it's somebody who, yeah, this is a nice read for you, Scorpio. And you guys know I don't sugarcoat. They see themselves as you being the angel and having, showed them that you can get rid of that they can get rid of the devil energy and really listen to what true happiness means to them. So this is a highly spiritual, deeper connection. And this person doesn't want to lose you. You have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Leo. Massive water sign placements here on the table, but it could be anybody. So
Mm.
there we go.
Okay, so we did Scorpio. Dang, we is down. Let's get it. Okay, so Sagittarius. Let's get nosy with that. Sagittarius, which one did I do? Okay, I didn't do these. All right. So Sag, stories they tell themselves about you. Oh, Page of Wands. So they tell themselves that you guys aren't really interested in a relationship. We got Page of Wands, Ten of Cups in reverse. So right off the bat, they imagine y'all to just be maybe playing or playing around or just playing games. You know what I mean? Some of y'all, they feel like you guys are just being maybe a little clever when it comes to the relationship, like pretending to want more than what you really do or pretending to like portray it to be something. Some of y'all, they tell themselves that you guys don't want to be alone. That's what they tell themselves, that you guys genuinely just don't want to be alone. You know what I mean? But like you don't really want the relationship. You don't really want it the way that like they want it. All right. So we got the we got the hermit in reverse. So some of y'all they tell themselves that you guys aren't really attracted to them and that you may be ghosting them soon or moving on soon, meeting new people. All right. So they're also telling themselves that like in order to bring the passion back into a relationship, a trap. I mean, I said trap, not a trap, but maybe it is a trap. A trip would have to be involved. So like maybe you guys go on a cruise, maybe you guys go on I don't know, go somewhere. They feel like going somewhere with you would be able to connect y'all better. You know what I mean? Or traveling towards you or you traveling with them would be able to bring the connection closer. All right. So it could be dealing with the Aries or Sag or Pisces. Virgo, Aquarius, one more. Let me get one more. So they also tell themselves that you guys aren't really as like a homebody as you are. They feel like you guys are maybe like outgoing people. You know what I mean? Definitely they feel like you guys interact with a lot of people. They tell themselves that or that you guys have like been through a lot of different relationship experiences, but not like but haven't settled down with any. So they tell themselves that. So what is this? They tell themselves that they're actually again another better option for y'all when it comes to relationships. You know what I mean? So they tell themselves that they were actually kind of lucky to run into y'all or have this encounter with y'all or be able to encounter y'all. So I guess they want to hold a conversation soon. So this is like I'm about to give y'all like I guess a play by play because the way I want to read it is more so like not really a story that they're telling themselves, but it's more so like what's been on their mind and what they want to like do next. So like I'm getting it like they want to be able to hold conversation with y'all. So the storyline that they're telling themselves and that they have to be maybe more charming, hold like they have to carry the conversation more, that they have to reach out and communicate more, that maybe they should call you and like tell you some things that you don't really know or express or like share parts of themselves with you that they never really that you didn't really know so that way you guys could connect on a deeper level. They tell themselves that like you do stuff to make them jealous or you do stuff to get their attention without them without but maybe you play coy or pretend that you're not trying to make them jealous or they tell themselves that you be mean to them or be rude to them because you really care a lot more about them than what you're like letting on. So they some of y'all they may be misreading it, but I don't know. Others of y'all, they may not be. You know what I mean? Like they kind of feel like you guys are maybe a little sneaky, you know what I mean, or just kind of like shady at times when you want something like you get really strategic, you start moving a lot differently, the way that you behave isn't like as direct as it normally would be. It comes off a little bit more creative or a little bit more whimsical and nothing is really direct. It just comes out like so the stories they're telling themselves is that maybe you guys have there's like a desire that you have with them, but the interactions they've been having with you kind of implies that some of y'all are in a relationship but trying to be sneaky and then others of y'all gives like the impression that some of y'all are trying to maybe just have the connection just for the experience, but like making it seem like it's a lot more than what it is, and like you really genuinely care about them. You know what I mean? So maybe they feel like they may tell themselves that maybe they have a lot going for themselves, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune and Ten of Cups, like they may feel like you're only around them or only entertaining them because they have something going for themselves, and a lot of people want them or a lot of people see them. You know what I mean? Or you only act this way with them, like you only have the confidence you have, maybe because you have financial backing or you have a lot of like fruitful opportunities that are in your life. So they may feel like that's why some of y'all is really like most of y'all they feel like y'all don't want relationships. Like y'all don't really want them. Like you really don't like people is the vibe that they kind of pick up. But like you only like maybe pretend or like entertain people when it's beneficial. That's what they really are saying. So like when you, maybe when you reach out, maybe when you call, maybe when you text, maybe when they see you, it's only for like either a brief amount of time or it's for something that like is useful to you or something that you can get out of the situation. It's not necessarily a give to get because they do feel like you be generous. So they do tell themselves that you do stuff that I can do stuff with. Like so like you're not just coming empty handed, but like they also tell themselves that the only reason you be showing up is because there's something to like benefit or to get from this. So let me see the end result. They feel like the end result would just be like y'all maybe getting annoyed, getting pissed off with each other. You know what I mean? They tell themselves that like the interactions always play out the same way. It starts off happy, starts off excited to be around each other, and then in the end, I'm just so done with you. I'm so pissed off with you. You know what I mean? Like maybe you guys are sneaky, they're sneaky, or you guys don't really say what y'all desire from the connection. So it kind of like repeats a pattern, but they really enjoy being around you. So they tell themselves that eventually it's going to get to the point where I'm like fulfilled by this connection or by the relationship that we have. So they're telling themselves at some point, y'all, the motives are really going to come out, or like the deeper truths between y'all are really going to come out. So like I guess the conversations y'all never really had, they feel like at some point, some interaction, it's going to come out, you know what I mean? And you're going to be able to express it. You may do it in a clever way or you may do it in a subtle way, but I feel like when you do it, I'm going to be able to pick up on it. All right. So it could be a Virgo, could be a Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, could be a Leo, could be a Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aries, or Sag. So
Interesting. I'm picking up on the similar energy. So a few bits are crossing with what Nuni said. I feel like your person feels like you're very withhold. You don't like people. And you, I just heard I'm sexy and I know it. So it's
Mhm.
somebody who they feel like you are, I'm not gonna say duck face, but somebody who's very looks at their appearance, likes to, that kind of look at me, I'm beautiful energy. Now I heard just Pretty Girl Rock from Hilson, the song. No question that your girl's a 10. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. I feel like this person does see you as you believing you're confident, you're in love with yourself, but they're perceiving it in a wrong way. I feel like you guys have just leveled up. You've taken more care of yourself and you just look good. But this person is telling themselves, or they're in their ego, they're not, they're entitled. They're feeling like you're an entitled energy, whereas you're just really taking care of yourself. I also feel like you're going to the gym. I don't know why I'm getting that energy, but you're really, really powering to become a better version of yourself, and you're avoiding. That's also, I feel like this person doesn't see you anymore where they used to be seeing you. If you would go out and party, go to social events, they can't catch you there anymore. They feel like you've been going into hiding, that you're keeping things secret with the high priestess, and that they, if they need to meet you, they have to be quick. But it's like, why is Sagittarius not here? The Sagittarius normally always comes here, so they feel like you're disappearing on them. I also feel like this person, I think that's also what Nini said, is that they want to talk, but they feel like you're not really interested in teamwork. So they want to talk about why this is not, why this always ends up wrong with the King of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Like it's not an equal give and take. Um, they, but they keep this all below themselves. With the moon, they don't really speak it out, but that's the stories that they tell themselves about you. um I also picked up on, they are also watching your socials, and they're also trying to come more into more stable energy themselves. This could be a person that lacks stability at the moment. They're not interested. They also, that's what I was, yeah, I saw that. Thank you, spirits. I saw the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of my deck, but I shuffled new. But on the deck, it's a guy who's trying to invest into the woman, but she's turning her back. So I also feel like it's not the right timing to invest. Also with the Ace of Cups, they feel like you're not open to love. You don't need love right now. You need somebody who, they need somebody who can, they think they need to be able to financially give you everything you need, basically, and they don't think that they're right there, right now. So they're like, I can't give Sagittarius what they want. They don't want love. Sagittarius wants money. They need a sugar daddy, sugar mama. That's how they're perceiving it right now.
Mhm.
Um,
Almost every Sag I know is damn near needing a sugar mom. They don't need it, but it seemed like that. You like, or they do have the money to be that way, but they just like they ain't trying to commit. They're like, yeah, I'm cool.
but they do feel like this story is not over yet with the star. I do feel like this is like a wish come true for them. I don't know. They feel like you're guarded though, but they don't know the real reasons. But they tell themselves you're no longer interested and you leveled up. But that's not the truth. Yeah, it's a hierophant. It is a deep soul connection, and I do feel like this person. I know we're not going on actions, but somebody does want to do it right and offer you what you require once they get out of their head. You got Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, and I heard Earth. There are some Earth signs here as well. I just said Earth signs, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn could be as well.
No,
Yes.
no, Marie, excuse you.
We do want money. It's all true. There you go.
We know. All right, so Capricorn. Let's see the stories they tell themselves about you. All right, so we got 4 cups. All right. Oh yeah, boom, same thing. So they tell themselves that you guys, some of y'all, the first thing I was gonna say, they tell themselves that you guys just be home with like either with a partner. So some of y'all, they tell themselves that you guys have a living partner or somebody who stays with y'all, that you guys don't like show the attention of or don't really get the attention that you need. So some of y'all, they feel like you have a partner already, but they don't give you the attention you need, or you guys need a lot of outside validation from others. So they feel like y'all are like in a relationship but need outside like I don't know. So maybe if you're in a relationship with this person already, that's what I'm getting. So if you're in the relationship with this person already, they tell themselves that you guys are actually pretty comfortable at this time, but they're not getting the attention that they really. So maybe they tell themselves that you've grown too comfortable. They're not really getting the love that they really want or the attention and the admiration that they want from you. They like a lot of you. They like their undivided attention. So they're telling themselves at this time that you guys are maybe no longer impressed by them anymore. Maybe at one time you were always giving them attention, always acknowledging them, always recognizing them, always reaching out. They feel like you guys have gotten cozy or comfortable either by yourselves, because the 4 cups is usually a by myself. I don't really want to socialize like that. But with the 10 of cups next to it, it gives a feeling of like you guys are already comfortable with the people that you have in your life. So you're not necessarily giving them the attention that you once did. We got Queen of Wands in reverse too, with the 6 of Wands in reverse, 2 of Cups. They definitely feel like you have another man or woman elsewhere because they're not getting the same attention that they were once getting from y'all. So maybe they feel like you guys are like maybe getting closer to coworkers. So they may tell themselves that y'all may have an affair with somebody you guys work with, or that y'all may have connections, like better connections with the people that y'all see regularly at your job or in your career, or like that the people that you see on a more consistent basis, they feel like you have something like that going on for why they're not getting the attention from you the way they think that they should. All right. They also tell themselves that you're not really impressed by, like, maybe you don't really want relationships, or you're not really impressed by like what they've shown you, what they've given you. Some of y'all, there's like a vibe of because this usually when I see this post, this picture has to do with like pictures. So they tell themselves that you guys are like vain or really into your appearance or really into like the attractive men, women, or the looks more than anything. So they tell themselves that you guys are into looks or like superficiality when it comes to relationships. All right. They also tell themselves that they would just maybe be an option or like just the other guy, other girl when it comes to a relationship with y'all, or they see y'all in that light. So they may just see y'all as that. They story they tell themselves that they had to be strategic with the relationship, so they would have to be maybe secretive about y'all connection, the conversations that they had with y'all. It's like I kind of get a vibe of this being some of it. So this. Let me tell you. Let me read it to y'all in this way, because it was confusing me at first. But let me read it to y'all in this way, as if it's somebody else. Because it kind of gives me a vibe of like somebody else that's in a relationship. But if y'all are in a relationship, then like take it that way. But it kind of gives the vibe of somebody else is in a relationship. Because the 2 of Cups is here, Queen of Wands, 7 of Swords. that's an affair, or that's like a secretive connection, or like trying to get you to know you on like a slick tip or a sneak tip. So they may tell themselves that they would like the relationship between y'all maybe had to be like secretive or couldn't really be like out in the open because it would garner too much attention. Some of y'all are like very popular, or this person feels like either you would date them for clout or they would like to date you for clout. Or they would just like to get your attention, the validation of like either being with you or dating you. Because the Ten of Cups is temporary, but with the Queen of Wands in reverse, it's not somebody who wants the full satisfaction of the relationship. They want like the full, yeah, friends with benefits, Norm. They want like the friends with benefits. They want the recognition or the accolade, or they want the validation of having you. You know what I mean? So some of y'all they feel like that's how you are, and then others of y'all they feel like that's what they would like, but they have to be strategic about it. So they would have to put up like the smoke signals of pretending to want a committed relationship in order to be able to get or to like they would have to lead you astray or lead you along to make you believe that we're about to be committed. You know what I mean? And then others of y'all, if y'all like already in a relationship, they feel like you guys have gotten too comfortable and you're not acknowledging them in the same way anymore. They're not getting the attention that they used to get. You're not giving the praise that you used to get. So maybe you used to be like, "Oh, great job! I love you so much." Maybe you're not doing that anymore. They're starting to pick up on these signs. That's the stories they're telling themselves, is that you guys may be trying to tiptoe out, and you may be growing closer to people that you see every day, which could be people at work, people at gym, people at online, people wherever, people at your neighborhood mailbox. It don't matter. They feel like you're growing closer to other people because they're not getting the same attention or the same like admiration that they used to garner. It's not giving You're not giving them the same energy that you used to. So the story that they tell themselves is you got to have somebody else. There's got to be somebody else has got to be getting your attention. Somebody else has got to be gassing you up, or what I mean, filling a void in their mind. You know what I mean? So they may feel that way. So they also tell themselves that if they were to reach out to y'all, that you guys may not be like as happy to see them, or you guys may not find them as desirable anymore. So some of y'all they feel like you guys are on your high horse. So they may tell themselves you become arrogant, you become overly confident, you're like vain and into your appearance or into like maybe I don't know. Maybe you guys have fame or clout or something. Because Six of Wands, Queen of Wands, somebody who garners attention. So you either have some type of success or victory going on for yourself. Some of y'all maybe it's the pictures because we got engagement photos, which is a Two of Cups, but they're seeing it. So maybe it's a picture that you posted. So some of y'all they're telling themselves that you guys are in a happy connection. If this is like somebody else out there, but they just feel like you're not like putting that partner out there. But then other maybe you posted it, but it's just like you don't give this partner that much attention, or they don't give you that much attention because maybe the partner is famous or popular or something like that. So these are stories they tell themselves that like all they need to do is get around y'all to be able to get closer to y'all and have the outcome that they would like. So maybe they would like to travel to y'all because I'm looking at the city now. So some of y'all stay in the cities or they stay in the city. So maybe if they can get you in the same environment as them or in the same area as them, that they'd be able to get your attention on them. Because at this point, this person is telling themselves that they're not desirable to you. That's the big story here. They feel like they're not desirable to you or not wanted anymore by you, or along the lines of that. That's the storyline. It's really a storyline, and it's because other people, or because of like popularity in some way. So it could be a Cancer, Pisces, Sag, Aries, Scorpio, Leo, Cancer, Libra, Taurus, Cancer, Sag. It's on you. Your mind.
I'm picking up on the same energy. Like if you are dating somebody right now, Capricorn, they feel like you're no longer interested, that there's no investing. If you look at that picture, somebody's disappointed because the other person is just on their phone. Like there's no more quality time. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. They also feel like but you know what I'm getting is that they're holding back. They're not speaking up because they don't want to look like a fool. They don't want to break up because they don't want to look like a fool, and they feel like they are reading too much into it, but they also have a sense of feeling invalidated. So they feel like you're not giving them enough validation. I'm literally just repeating what Nooni said.
But that's
Yeah.
really it. Mhm. That's the truth.
Yeah. There's another energy that thinks you're playing mind games with them. This is somebody where I feel like they're single, they're enjoying themselves. They feel like you're also single and enjoying yourselves, and there's not really it's more about it's more of a competitiveness who's the first one to fall in love? I don't want to be the first one to fall in love. So there, I know I'm getting at. There's an energy where they're telling themselves, you guys are playing mind games. You're being selfish. You are pushing their buttons, and you enjoy being single and free and doing whatever the hell you want, and you don't care about others keeping people's feelings. That's what they tell themselves. But I also feel like they're mirroring you and doing exactly the same thing. This is somebody that you still have unresolved karma with. I don't know what the lesson here is. Why am I getting that? This is where you have to don't get pulled into their mind games. It's about, this is a karmic soulmate. This is something that you guys have unfinished. I just heard unfinished business. Okay, I feel like you both need to, and I'm not here to tell you what you got to do, but just I'm getting, I think you need to tap into that soul energy and be the bigger person, as do they. I do feel like they will do it once you do it. It's that kind of you go a step up, they'll go a step up, and they're tied to you, so they can't help but align upwards when you do it, because you have that soul tie. There's another energy that feels you're very commanding. They feel like you put an end to this, or you will put an end to this if they come up. You're not interested. You are done with them, but they do want a chance here. They're still hoping that you have mercy. I just heard have mercy on me.
Mm-mm, sure ain't.
Why is the Ten of Pentacles reverse? They also feel like they're not stable enough and that you will break their heart. I feel like they broke your heart and now you're just paying back. They feel like, oh, now you have the power. You can hurt them. You're keeping to yourselves. You're very patient. You're very balanced, and you're not giving them any attention. I feel like this person already tells themselves, Capricorn has already emotionally disconnected from me, but they are watching you. They also feel, I do feel like this person still has hopes because they dream about you. Okay, that's what I'm getting. They dream about you. You might still be dreaming about them. You got the star card here. So I do feel like there's somebody who still has hopes, but they feel like you're already emotionally done with them and you're free. But they expect them to come back around. I do feel like some of the energies will come back around. Okay, so that's all in a nutshell, because I don't want to continue to repeat what Noonie
It's all
Pisces.
good. It's all good. We was
So
doing it.
you got Sagittarius,
Okay.
Gemini, Aries, Libra, Aquarius, Sag, Cancer on the table.
Okay. Let's go, Aquarius. Okay, so let's look at the story they tell themselves about you. Oh, that was quick too. All right, so three cups in reverse, Knight of Swords, and King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the stories they tell themselves about you, or that your friends are jealous of your connection, or and that you guys may care a lot about your reputation, or you may care a lot about like how people view your connection or view your relationship, could be the reason for why you're not being devoted or not necessarily pursuing taking action in the way that they feel like y'all should. You gotta let go. Oh, oh, okay. Anyway, damn, somebody just sent me a message too. There's Aquarius. They just gotta let go. Oh gosh. All right, so the story they be telling themselves is that you guys are overly confident or overly arrogant, like too self-assured. All right. So you guys may be also like threatening them at this time, or like coming off very imposing, you know what I mean? Too overly confident, too cocky at times, too self-assured, like you know what you're doing, or like you're in charge before maybe they feel like you're the catch of the relationship, or you feel like things should go the way that you want them to go. So they're viewing you as like caring more about like either doing the right thing or doing what looks good to other people at this time. So That's the storylines they tell themselves. They tell themselves that it still would be beneficial to interact with you or to like have a good connection with you. They tell themselves that we it would be fortunate for them to start over again, or like if the right circumstances were to present themselves, that you guys would be able to start again. But they may also tell themselves that they maybe need to like bring more or have more going for themselves before they try to present an opportunity for y'all to like engage or interact on a regular basis. Because they tell themselves that you guys are probably like very full of yourself, like they may view you as like overly attractive because of the King of Wands in reverse. They may feel like King of Wands, sometimes it's somebody who's like just cocky, just arrogant. So they may view you as being somebody who's that way, who's like maybe would put them in a third person party, or someone who like they necessarily couldn't trust with their heart right away. So that's the story that they tell themselves, that you're too pushy or too like jealous and possessive. To maybe too controlling, but like they also tell themselves that like the benefit that they get from being around you is also worth it at times to like. So they tell themselves that they would like to make amends and start over again, maybe like rehash the situation between y'all, or revisit the situation between y'all. All right. So another story I was also getting though, the storylines that they tell y'all is that, that they tell themselves is that you guys don't really have any like a social life. So like you'd be a lot easier to pursue. Like you don't necessarily go out and meet people. So this would be a good opportunity because maybe you guys don't have much of a romantic life, or you don't really have people that you can call on. So if they were there to show up with for you, or like be there as like maybe a confidant, or be there as like somebody who like keeps you stimulated, that there'd be an opportunity at some point for y'all to be able to move the connection forward, or be able to like do something different in your relationship. They feel like eventually it would shift the dynamic in a way that would be favorable for them. They feel like if they were just to like, if I were just to keep calling or keep reaching out, or if I were to like, maybe just keep encountering you, that at some point it would go in the favor that I would hope it to go. All right. They also tell themselves that they have to be open to being used by you, or being uncomfortable at first, in order to be able to be around you on a regular basis. So like I guess you guys are Aquariuses. You guys do stuff that is like a lot different than probably how most people do things anyway, or any Aquarius placement. So they feel like they would have to be uncomfortable first. So like maybe your lifestyle, the way that you like imagine things to go, is not the way that it'd be like a culture shock to them. So they feel like they would have to like put up with that just to be able to get to the good stuff in the end. You know what I mean? So that's what they tell themselves. It's like, maybe they tell themselves that you're super attractive, and that they just keep the goal in mind. The main point in mind. This is like, to me, she's attractive, or you know what I mean? So like you maybe not like, they may feel uncomfortable with, let's say, your spiritual beliefs, your like psychotomy, your philosophies of life, or just your lifestyle. Like maybe you guys are very spiritual. Maybe you guys are into like health food fanatics. Maybe you guys are into like spirit. I said spirituality. Maybe you guys are into like health in general. Maybe you're into like maybe political, or like politics of the world. You know what I mean? Cultures and stuff like that. Maybe you're big into that. They may not be that big into it, but like it's like, I know that I need to like be into this to be around y'all. So some of y'all, they tell themselves that they have to submerge themselves in the way like of you, in order to be able to bring this connection forward, or be able to like interact with you on a better a basis that's more beneficial to y'all. They do tell themselves that you would make them look good in public, or that this interaction between y'all would make them look good. It would maybe do a lot for their reputation, or do a lot for like their social standing. So you must be someone who could like maybe make them look good by association for some of y'all. That may be the vibe here. But also they tell themselves that you guys aren't the most friendly, aren't the most easy to get along with. Because we do got the 10% verse and the 3 of cups. You may not really be the most easy to get along with, but like when we do get on the same page, it's really well. It goes really good. Things are better than what I expected. So they tell themselves that like the benefits that I get, even though I don't like some of the downturns in the relationship, the benefits that come along with having you along are well worth it. You know what I mean? So they may tell themselves that, if like, let's say that y'all were having some type of beef, or maybe you're not talking, because this Knight of Swords looks like the Two of Swords. So let's say there's you guys aren't necessarily talking to each other at this time, then they're telling themselves that they would need to bring some type of added benefit, or added incentives to get the relationship off the ground, or to get you to like not ignore them anymore, or get you to pay attention to them again, or to get you like back devoted to the relationship again. You know what I mean? They also kind of feel like your friends got involved with the 3 of cups. They really kind of feel like your friends, or people that you trust got involved. Like other people maybe said things, and that's probably what like maybe changed your mind, or that's what maybe like gave you like mixed signals or made you overthink. So could be a Cancer, Virgo, Gemini, Sag, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sag. Could be one of them signs.
I got an energy that thinks that you are hard to pin down. You could be somebody who, I feel like this person thinks you get bored at social events. Like you're not easy to uh you don't like small talk. That's what I'm getting. So this
Mm,
person thinks I'll have to go deep to catch Aquarius's attention. I mean, Aquarius, you guys are intellectual, philosophical, but I feel like this person feels like if you guys are bored, you're just gonna go away. Just gonna excuse yourself and say, I'm gonna go. I feel like they have a hard time to invest into this connection because they feel like you already got everything you need. You're coming up as a 10 of Pentacles for them, and that they might get there, but you might bored. They might get bored easily because they cannot meet you on an intellectual or a spiritual level. And also, I feel like they can't read you. You're very difficult to read. So I feel like they lack that kind of intuition that you already have naturally. Because for them, you come across as compassionate and loving, but at the next blink of an eye, you could just shut somebody down and just, like just cut somebody off, cut throat, cut throat. Yeah. I feel
mm,
like this person can't read you. It's the Knight of Cups. They do feel like they need to jump on the horse, but they also afraid because they might have walked away from you before. Now they can. I just heard the song. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Da 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 da. So they see clearly what they want, but they're afraid of conflict if they come towards you because they feel like they still don't think they can meet you. Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, they feel like you're not interested in love, you're interested in stability. Ace of Pentacles upright. And you already have the love you got. That's also what I got from the Queen of Cups, that you're sitting in your own water on your own little rocks. You don't need love right now. You're fine. Um what other stories do you tell yourself about Aquarius? Hmm. You know what? They feel like I'm repeating myself probably, but they feel like if they talk to you, you already know everything. You know everything. You're like a guru, like a monk. What do I teach Aquarius? Aquarius already knows everything. They have nothing to learn from me. I have nothing. They have nothing to gain from me being in their energy. This person has a little bit of a they don't really, their self-worth needs to up a little bit. I'm not holding back on what. Hmm. What is this? They also feel like they have to be very strategic to come towards you, and there's a sense of they know if they want you, they can't give up. Like even if you shut them down once, they need to know that they have to, like, you will probably shut them down once, but then they're going to have to try again. Like they have to be okay with being rejected multiple times until they get your attention. That's what they tell themselves about you. But they also feel like they're very drawn to you. And really, this person, there's also a huge passionate sexual chemistry. Like you guys might have already, if you've been involved, it was very passionate. Let's put it that way. Got Taurus, Libra, Capricorn on the table, Aquarius. Yeah, it was mainly minor arcana here for me, but that's what I
mm.
got.
Okay. All right. Woo, we made it. We made
Woo,
it.
woo, woo.
Okay, so whew, Pisces. Um, the stories that they tell themselves first and foremost, they definitely tell themselves that you definitely pretend not to like them as much as you do, or you pretend not to be as happy to have them in your life. So they also tell themselves that they're grateful to have you around, that you guys maybe would pick them up, a big pick me up in their life. Like maybe they got their confidence back up. Maybe they rebuilt themselves after you. Like you were a triggering force in their life, but like in a good way. Like you triggered them to become a better version of themselves with the Sun and the King of Swords, like their self worth or the way that they view themselves or the way that they like start taking action. Maybe they've matured, you know what I mean, because of you and the interactions that they had with y'all. So they tell themselves that you guys were a pivotal like point in their life, like a life-changing connection. You know what I mean? So you definitely helped them realize things that they had been avoiding or that they didn't like recognize about themselves because their confidence has peaked since you've been gone or since you guys had interact with each other. So the story that they tell themselves is that they would like to talk things out. They would like to like get your approval or get your validation now. So like they would like to have your admiration or your respect, or they tell themselves that now you have their admiration or respect. Because some of y'all may have walked away from them. They respect that you guys didn't like let them give you the runaround, that you didn't fall for the mixed signals, you didn't allow them to like their actions to like mess with your self-worth. So they may tell themselves that they respect you for that. I admire you for that. I'm proud of you for that. You know what I mean? So some of y'all they may tell y'all that. They may also tell themselves that they didn't expect you guys to either rebuild yourselves back the way that you did, or they didn't expect you guys to find maybe your happiness or find your confidence again. So some of y'all is maybe somebody who pulled the rug out from underneath y'all, sabotage the connection between y'all. So they may tell themselves that, but like you look better than ever. Like, yeah, I may have messed it up, but like look at you. Like like you're glowing. You can't be mad at me now. So like that's the story they tell themselves. Like it's not that bad. Like maybe it was maybe I rejected you. Maybe I cheated on you. Maybe I lied on to you. But like, did you get into the gym? Didn't you start like getting like? Didn't you get your own place? Didn't you get stable? Didn't you? You don't need me now. You can stand on your own too. So that the story they're telling themselves is that either they came into your life and made you better, or you came into their life and made them better. You know what I mean? So it's one of those two things here. It's like you were like a triggering force for me to like see the better, the like the sunshine in the situation. Like, sure, it was kind of bad. Like, yeah, situations didn't turn out how I wanted them to. You caught me off guard, but like now I'm better. So they tell themselves that you guys have grown up or improved, and that you guys probably don't really want to talk to them now. That you would be a lot more like straightforward with them. You're a lot more colder, or you would be kind of like quick to cut them off because you don't rely on them for the validation or for the approval anymore. So they now tell themselves that they would have to be fighting for your attention or fighting for your approval. And they don't really know if they want to do that. You know what I mean? Because they don't really know how you would like respond to them or how you would treat them. So it's like kind of kicked in, or it's like it's they either realize this or realize that. So it's either they realize this that like they don't want to be on the receiving end of the say the karma or the receiving end of your response or your reaction. You know what I mean? So they may tell themselves that you would like rip them a new one or tell them like what's really going on now, or like stand your ground, reject them now. So they tell themselves that you're pretty good without me. You don't want me around no more. You happy, you're good. And if I did approach you, it'd have to be a real serious conversation, and I may have to explain myself or express myself in a way that normally would feel uncomfortable, and again would give you the leverage. So for the most part, y'all. They really, you said halfway to, okay. Thank you all so much. So what else they tell themselves? They also tell themselves that there's probably a lot of competition for y'all now. Cause like I said, most of y'all looks like y'all have grown up or have gotten more confident or become more attractive. Maybe you're like used to being seen. Like they think you take yourself more seriously now. So that's the storyline. It's like you take yourself a lot more seriously. You respect yourself a lot more. You carry yourself with a sense of regality. So I feel like I have to approach you in that light now too, and that's not what I expected. Because maybe when they first encountered you, they usually probably could have like felt like, oh, I could probably do better, or I don't really have to like treat this person a certain way. But now they're like questioning their behaviors or their thought process with you, or they're questioning, should I have dealt with you in that light? So the storyline is basically if I were to try to like reach out or call you or try to like connect with you again, it may not go as far as I would like it to go. Like you may be nice, you may be like, fun or smiling or, but they kind of feel like you would inevitably not go along with what they want you to go along with. So like whatever they would have proposed, they kind of feel like you were rejected. Like, nah. I don't need that now. You know what I mean? But it's like I'm proud to see you where you are. I'm proud to see like who you become or what you've done for yourself or like what you're maturing into. Because the King of Swords, so they really tell yourselves that you guys have like grown, evolved, gotten better. You know what I mean? And it really just caught them all guard. Like, damn, I did not expect this to happen for you. You know what I mean? So like some of y'all they liked it better when they were over top of y'all or when they were like and more in control or had more authority or more say so in the relationship. So now it's kind of like them reconsidering now, like, damn, did I do her right, do him right? You know what I mean? Some of them they already kind of know. So that's why they like, I don't know if I could ever like come back around, you know what I mean? So could be an Aries, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Cancer, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn, Leo or Sag. Could be one of them songs.
I'm picking up on actually pretty much the same energy that Noonie has, maybe more background than I see this person. This person tells themselves, and they also know that you cut through the bullshit. You know exactly which energy is not good. Like Pisces, you guys are psychic. You're intuitively wary of air, and this person is a little bit intimidated of you knowing things that other people wouldn't know because you have that kind of otherworldly perspective. So you know exactly who isn't good for you. With the devil and the 7 of cups, you can see through people. What you can see through people, yeah, you can read energies. They also feel like Nini said, with the Scorpio, this is a transformational energy. I'm drawn to the butterflies. So the connection brought you bringing the best version out of them or vice versa. And it was all timing that needed to happen for you guys to grow. I feel like you both have grown from this connection. It's a slow burner, it's a stable connection. I also feel like they see this connection as very stable, but also, what did I just heard? Leap of faith coming towards you because they feel like maybe they don't have what they can't give you what you need anymore. They see you being in your own authentic self. They tell themselves Pisces doesn't need me. Pisces is happy. I can see Pisces is authentic. They found themselves. They are flourishing. They have that financial abundance. I also feel like this person in the past, they caused a breakup of your energy, whether you were with this person or not, but the connection itself it just got broken off. There was like a hit rock bottom moment for you or for them that led to you both becoming a better version of themselves. And after this breakup, whether you walked away, they walked away, whatever happened, you detached. And that's when they realized that the happiness you brought them is no longer there because they didn't expect you to. I mean, what I'm saying, don't always say to go, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Oh, that's
So
good. Yep.
kind of that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone, Ace of Cups.
Mhm.
They're
That's
realizing,
dude, that
damn,
Janet Jackson and Q-Tip, right?
yeah, yeah, that it's just like they missed out on the best thing that probably happened to them. And I do feel like this person knows they have to work on their own stability before they can even approach you. Like if they approach you, they have to do it the right way. I also feel like the timing isn't right. Um, they have to be very strategic in order to avoid conflict and to make this work. The lovers. This
Mhm.
is quite straightforward, okay, Pisces. This is somebody who messed up, who thinks that they probably do have to own up to it, to be honest. So you got Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Scorpio, but you'll know who this person is. A highly deep soul connection. Got Libra on the table. They want your attention, but they want to make it right. Yeah, Libra again. The world. They don't want this to end. They need now I'm getting a whole new world from Aladdin. A whole new. There we go. You have my little singing there. Oh, in the
I think
chat.
we gonna hold on that for the chat. Yeah, we gonna hold on to that.
So there you go.
All right, so thank y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all for the support. Thanks for all the likes. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe at Sola Your Mind, so that way she
Oh,
know that
thank.
we was supporting her too. And thank y'all again just for rocking and rolling. I had a good time. This was actually a great topic. It just came out of nowhere, and I was thinking this is like really nosy, and I'm glad you did a great job too. Your mind. So don't. You did great. I'm so
Thank,
glad. Don't never even doubt it. You did really good. So,
thanks. Thank you. Thank you
um,
for doing this with me.
no, of course, all day long, ain't no thing. All right. So anyway, y'all, I'm fitting to get going. It's about time to hit the gym, walk my dogs. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. You have a great one. I'll see you again on Gram or wherever on the YouTube in life. Just all that.
Thanks,
Okay.
everybody.
All right, y'all. We gone.